What's good, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here tonight with the review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 4, episode number 15, and the episode was titled "Cayman We Get a Cayman We All Get Along." That's I looked at that title for a minute, and I'm like, I get it. Moving on, but without further ado, you guys, we're just gonna go ahead and just jump into the video. All right, so the episode, it started with Giselle. We see Giselle. She's with her twin daughters, Angel and Adore, and she's letting them know how she's getting ready to leave. And then we do see her. Well, we see a flashback to Robin's open house where she was telling the ladies that she wanted them all to go to the Cayman Islands, and also she was talking about in her interview how she was still kind of upset with Giselle because of what happened at the party, and she's talking about how she hopes that Giselle comes to her and apologizes to her. And I'm thinking, like, Robin, you're gonna be waiting for a minute for that one, because we all know how Giselle is. Giselle never feels like Giselle does anything wrong, so Giselle's more than likely not gonna apologize to you. But like I said, she was with her daughters. They're gonna say what they Aunt Gretchen. So Giselle is showing the girls what she plans on wearing, and they look at her like, no, mom, do not wear that. And I'm like, Daddy got more style than you. I'm like, well, oh, shade. I love the fact that those little girls shade her. Like, they always shade Giselle, and I love it. It gives Giselle back what she does to Karen and the other women. And I'm just like, yes, give it to your mama. Let her have it. Read into her. Just go for the jugular with your mama. Don't call out her name, but just go for the jugular with your mama. All right, so the ladies individual scenes wasn't really much this episode, because we saw Ashley. Ashley was at home. She's talking to Michael about getting ready for the trip, but she's also telling Michael that she's sick. And I'm like, I wonder if she's pregnant at this time. We don't know. She never said. But she's talking about the trip and how it'd be a good distraction for her with everything that's going on with her. I'm just like, oh my God. So then she shows him a costume that she has that she's gonna take there. They're gonna have some kind of a party on the trip. And then she also talks about how she wants to address Katie and all the things that have been said. The fact that she doesn't have her restaurant anymore, which technically that is true. Oz is closed. She was talking about how Katie, I guess she's trying to make it seem like Katie is telling her boyfriend to say that Michael is gay. He didn't say that necessarily. Well, yes, he did. But it's stupid. It really is. I mean, when it comes down to Ashley, my whole thing with Ashley is you want to act like all the stuff in the past did not happen. He grabbed Andrew's ass. He's done a lot of stuff, so what you want us to do? Forget that the stuff in the past happened? And people not question Michael's sexuality? I just get confused when it comes to Ashley. Ashley is a book of hypocrisies. She's a book of contradictions. She's just a book of bullshit all the way around, like, completely. Okay, so next we got Monique. So Monique, she goes to the chiropractor. She gets her bones popped into place, and she had Karen up with her. So she does this she said she does this with every pregnancy. And when the man started popping her neck, I was with Karen. I was like, damn, that was loud. And I was kind of scared for him, like, oh shit, she's pregnant. I'm like, what if he just pops a bone the wrong way, snap it, and she could be kaput or she could be paralyzed. I don't mean to think like that, but I just listened to the way he was just popping them bones. I was like, hell to the no. So, then they are talking about this trip to the Cayman Islands. So, I forgot to mention, Monique is not going because Monique's doctor tells, she's getting close to being due. So, the doctor doesn't want her to fly. So, Karen says, she's looking forward to the trip, but she's not here for Giselle's bullshit, which I can completely understand that. Nobody wants to be there for Giselle's bullshit. And, she's also not here for how Giselle, behaved at the open house, which, again, nobody was here for the way Giselle behaved at the open house. And, Karen, lets us know, lets Monique talk to Monique, lets us know that she knows about the conversation that Giselle had when they were in New Orleans when, they want to go out to the club. But Karen stayed upstairs in her room and she got on Instagram Live. And Karen's not here for that either because, Karen feels like Giselle was attacking her with the way that with her grieving process, which absolutely she was. Giselle was not being a good friend, but when has Giselle ever been a good friend to anybody, even her good gal pal, Robin? She's not been a good friend. So that's going to come up later. And we're just going to get right into the Cayman Islands in just a minute. All right, so now we see the ladies. They're all at the airport getting ready to head to the Cayman Islands, with the exception of the person who put this trip together in the first place. Who was that, you might ask? Robin Dixon. So, we see, like I said, we see Candace there, we see Ashley there, we see Giselle there, we see Karen there, and we see Katie there, who's taking Monique's place. She got this wig on, look like she's in a witness protection agent, in a witness protection. And then, somebody was talking about, I think at one point, Candace mentioned her wig. She's like, oh, girl, this wig is going to come off. I'm like, I wish the wig would come off right about now. Just take that wig off and just throw it. Throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it. Burn it, shred it. Do whatever you got to do to it, but get rid of that motherfucking wig. So they get to the Cayman Islands, and then when they get to the Cayman Islands, that's when Robin made it to the airport, and she's 4 hours behind them. So, again, I think it was Giselle who asked Katie. She says, your wig dead? It's been dead. Because it is asleep, knocked out, dead, conked over. And Bravo was so shady. Because they were talking about they were talking about the wigs, and Ash was like, ooh, I don't know how people wear wigs. It felt like it's moving. Yeah, yours should move all the way off. And then, Karen shaded Giselle talking about, girl, you've been wearing the same raggedy wig for 2 years. You need to change it up, kind of like me. I'm like, Karen, I don't know if you want to be proud of that 27 piece you got in your head, but it ain't the best looking thing in the world. So then they make it to the hotel that they stay in the Westin, and they FaceTime with Robin. So, Giselle has, before they got there to the hotel, Giselle had, kind of, since Robin was not there, made herself honorary host of the trip. When they got on FaceTime, egg was all over her face because Robin told Ashley she was in charge of the trip, and because of everything that Ashley has been through, she's going to share the presidential suite with her. And then that Karen and Giselle are going to share a 2-bedroom suite. So then, they sitting in the lobby, they talking, and, Karen's telling Giselle about how she felt about what she was saying when they were in New Orleans. And then, Giselle just gets upset about it. And I'm like, why are you getting upset? Like, she feels some type of way about it. Like, you could be like, okay, Karen, yeah, you could say, when we were in New Orleans and I wanted you to go out with us, you said you didn't want to go out, but you went upstairs to get on Instagram Live and, talk to people. And Karen was like, that was her, thanking people for being there for her, sending their condolences to her. And I don't know why Giselle just doesn't understand that. And then they start to argue with one another. But again, I just don't understand why Giselle doesn't understand that. Giselle could have just said, you know what, Karen, I get it. It's not that big of a deal that you didn't go out with us. And, you could say, I apologize if you felt like I was attacking the way that you were grieving. You could say that, but instead she gets upset. And then, she's talking about, I don't want this room with her. I'm going to find me another room. You can find you another room. You can go back to the States. Whatever. Like, I just thought it was so fucking stupid. Like, it just made no sense to me whatsoever. Like, why are we arguing about this shit? It's dumb as fuck. It was dumb in New Orleans and it's dumb now. But I get why Karen brought it up. But Giselle, for her to be as mad as she is, it just made absolutely no sense to me. Okay, so next we saw Giselle and Ashley. So they were on the beach. And then they mentioned Katie. So Giselle asked Katie, I mean not Katie, but Ashley, when is she going to address Katie? And I'm like, really? So y'all supposed to be on vacation, but you want her to address Katie? Just to stir the pot up and be messy. Go for it, Giselle. Go for it. Knock yourself out. So then Ashley says, you know what? Well, maybe I'll try to talk to her at dinner. I'm like, wow. How inopportune to talk to someone at dinner. But you know what? For the sake of the show, I know they got to do it. But in real, even if I was on a reality show like that, if a person comes at me talking about some bullshit at dinner while I'm eating my food, I'm gonna tell them shut the fuck up. You chew your food, drink your drink. Let me eat my food, chew my food, digest my food, drink this drink that I got, and then we can talk. But not here at this dinner table while I'm eating my dinner. Don't talk to me during dinner. Don't talk to me during dessert. You know what? We can wait until after dinner's over with and we can have a conversation. But while I'm at this table eating my food, no. So then Ash is like, she really tried with Katie. Okay, Ashley, don't nobody really give a fuck. Ugh. So then we see Katie. She called Candace and she told Candace she was gonna come to her room. But then we see her on the beach and she's like, oh my god, I was supposed to go to Candace's room. So they're like, so you lied? She said, no, I didn't lie. I just literally forgot. And Ash like, that wouldn't be a first. That wouldn't be a first time. I'm like, oh. There she goes. Now here again, you guys remember I said a few minutes ago, Oz didn't get sold. Oz is closed. And Ashley was just upset about the Oz thing, the Andrew, no, not the Andrew thing, but the, whatever, Jacob, that's his name, Jacob thing. And the fact that Katie called her stupid and dumb. And then, Kay says, well, you are. And then, Ashley's going to tell her, what did she say to her? Stupid. You're thinking between your legs. You got an unemployed man living in your house. Well, my dear, you got a man that is a predator, a sexual predator, living in you living with him, but you're living with a sexual predator. What's worse, a predator, a sexual predator, or someone that's unemployed? I'll pick the unemployed nigga over your man any day. And my thing, they mentioned this in this episode that Katie is going through a tough time, with the custody of her kids. And I'm like, if she's going through a tough time with the custody of her kids, why is Ashley coming down on her so fucking hard? Like, I just thought it was so fucking stupid. So they do finally make it to dinner. And then, Karen tells Giselle once again, she felt like she was belittling her when it came down to her grieving process and her being in her hotel room. And, Giselle says, you know what, Karen, I apologize. And then, Giselle feels like she deserves an apology and, for them to move forward. And I was with Karen, like, girl, you do baby steps. Like, I accept your apology, but as a friendship, it's gonna take some time. And she's like, yeah, see, that's what you always do, Karen. Well, you repeatedly say shit about this woman. You repeatedly talk shit, say shit. You just do shit to this woman all the fucking time. And you just automatically expect for her to be like, oh, Giselle, we're good. No, it don't work that way, Giselle. Get the fuck out of here. So then Karen says, she wants to invite all the girls to a reveal party for her Ladon fragrance. And then Katie tells Ashley, she says, you know what, Ashley, I wasn't trying to be mean and I wasn't being snarky. She says, and I really wasn't talking behind your back, which technically she was talking behind her back. But she also did make something she said this, and I was like, you are 100% correct. Because she said, I didn't say anything bad about Michael. I didn't call him gay. All she said was what Jacob told her. It was the other women that kept, talking about him sucking a penis. They showed Giselle saying it. They showed Candace saying it. I think they showed Karen saying it. And they might have showed Robin. I don't remember. And she said she just jumped into a conversation that was already been had. And again, she didn't say anything that was damning or damaging to Michael because, again, the past, we saw him grabbing Andrew's ass. So it's not like she said anything damning or damaging about the man. And she just asked Ashley, like, why am I getting raked over the coals when everybody else has said something? She said, because you're not my friend. Okay, Ashley. What the fuck ever. I think Ashley's just getting, at this point, Ashley's just fucking annoying. So then we finally see Robin. She's made it. And she has some gifts for the girls. And then Katie out of nowhere tells Ashley, she says, I'm sorry for calling you dumb. She said, maybe I should have said stupid. When she said, maybe I should have said stupid, I was like, Katie, you just sat there and apologized and then insulted the girl again. But I was here for it. Oh, So before I go, you guys, I meant to say this when the video first started. So the Real Housewives of Potomac, they filmed the reunion. I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday. I forgot the date. I forgot the day. I think it was last Wednesday that they filmed the reunion. Andy said the reunion was good, but Andy says that about all the reunions. He even said that about Beverly Hills' reunion, and Beverly Hills reunion was not good whatsoever. The best part about the Beverly Hills reunion, there were two parts that were good about it: Camille's breakdown and the end of the Beverly Hills reunion. But he said the reunion was good. It's a 3-part reunion. Ah, shit, it's 3 parts. So it's a 3-part reunion. They had a color scheme that they all had to follow, which was white. Kind of like I think it was season 8. No, it was season 7 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was that season that Claudia Jordan was on there when they all had that white theme. And they showed the women's photos. They showed what the women wore. Some of them were a complete miss. Some of them I did like it. So my favorite looks from the reunion, hands down, I loved Karen's look. Karen looked really good in her outfit, her dress. I loved it. I loved her hair. I looked at Monique's again today, and it's, I like Monique's look, but at the same time, it's just something that's off about Monique's look. I don't know if it was the bra, like you can see the bra up here, and her face, it was something off about her face. I couldn't really tell what it was, and it might just be the makeup that she was wearing. And then Robin looked good. I loved Robin's look. I'm not a big fan of Robin's hair, but Robin looked good. Now my worst dress, oh God. Giselle is gonna be on Giselle. The jumpsuit that Giselle had on, it's not bad looking. It just didn't flatter her body. I think Giselle would have looked better with a gown that kind of flowed a little bit. And then that mullet hairstyle that she had, that's what really 100% threw it off. And then Ashley looked horrible. I know Ashley's trying to cover up her stomach because she's still, 6 weeks postpartum, I believe. So she's trying to cover up her stomach, which there's nothing wrong with, still having a little pudge. You just had a baby, so nobody's going to judge you. But the fact that she had that ugly ass cape around her shoulders, that's what really throws Ashley's outfit off. And then her hair is even worse. And then the one that I really, Candace's dress is horrible. And the only thing that makes Candace's dress so horrible is this bird's nest. It's a bird's nest on her shoulder that she should have plucked and got rid of. If Candace had got rid of the bird's nest on her, Candace would have been like top 4 with, Karen, Robin, and actually Monique is kind of tilting toward my least favorite. But you guys, that was the video. Be sure to like it, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification to know when I drop any videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.